Hi there Aries, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for November. For the last 13 months, Saturn has been making its way through your sector of longer term finances. This can relate to business interests, it can relate to putting money aside for future contingencies such as pensions and savings, or it can be about property issues. But Saturn, of course, is the planet of structure, but also of restriction. Saturn has an influence on all of us, all of the time, and obviously it can have an even greater influence if it's impacting on elements of your natal or birth horoscope, as well as on your zodiac position. And as this month begins, there is a very, very potent solar eclipse on the 3rd, and the Sun itself is in Scorpio and it's alongside Saturn. Now this is going to provide a backdrop for the next 6 months, so this is going to take you into next year. Now the Sun is about bursting forwards with enthusiasm, vigour. It's our inner self, it's our potential, it's our driving force. So if you put Saturn there, it can make us very, very determined and very disciplined. And over the next 6 months, I think if you really roll your sleeves up and you really want to achieve a major goal in terms of improving your lot around the areas I mentioned, you've got a tremendous chance to achieve it. But it's not going to come without a lot of perspiration. You can't just have the inspiration. But what's going to help you enormously is that there is a minor grand trine forged on the back of this solar eclipse, which sees Mars supportive in terms of your physical energy, and it also sees Pluto supportive in terms of your ambitions. And this collection of energy can be so significant for a long time to come. So if your immediate circumstances are a bit straightened, or one particular income source has come to a close or seems to be tapering down, be very optimistic, because this influence is going to give you the opportunity to see your way forwards much more effectively. And it's going to have an additional help because on the 5th of this month, Venus, the planet of charm, it's not just of love, moves right to the top of your horoscope into Capricorn. And that's going to help you to build up a good rapport with people in positions of influence. In your love life, it could also see you becoming a lot more serious about what you want. But it is true to say that in the first 10 days of November, Mercury, also in Scorpio, is still going to be twisting backwards. So I do feel that you won't necessarily see the benefits of this solar eclipse or of Venus moving necessarily straight away. It could be more of a delayed reaction. But as long as you are building up in your mind a clear picture of what you want and putting in place the methods in which to achieve your goals, the longer term future for you is really, really great. Now it is true to say that by week 3 of this month, Venus is going to be cruising alongside Pluto. And I just need to tell you a little bit about this because Pluto is about power, and with Venus being very alluring, well, there can be a tendency for people to use that power in the wrong kind of way. Be very charming, but to get their own way. So watch out for someone who might promise you the earth, but you could end up with clods of clay in your hands. Don't let anyone try to use more dubious methods of getting around you. And it's the same in your love life, to be honest. Even if someone seems to be very attractive, if they're promising you all sorts of things, I wouldn't get too swept away by it. Keep your feet very firmly on the ground. The other influence, which is going to be very active in the first half of this month, is Uranus square Pluto. Now this has been going on broadly for a couple of years, and it's going to be going on for the rest of this year broadly. But by the halfway point of this month, Uranus and Pluto start to stretch away from the exact square. But what does this mean for you? Well, it means that your frustration about any lack of progress in terms of finding your true place in life or the recognition and acknowledgement you feel you deserve could see you make some reckless or quick decisions, and you need to slow things down. And it also requires you to be aware of politics, especially when it comes to your professional hopes. Things are going to lighten up in the last 10 days of this month, however, because the Sun's going to be moving into Sagittarius, which is another fire sign like yours. And this is going to help you to feel less bogged down with all this Very important stuff, but perhaps very serious stuff. And yet you still get a blast of it all at the end of the month when there's another minor grand trine. And this time Jupiter is opposite Venus, which can be a delicious influence in some ways. But if you're looking to buy a property, don't overburden yourself with debt, or you're looking to rent somewhere just because it's really groovy and really nice. You need to keep your feet on the ground once more around your ambitions in this regard. But also, there's a fantastic influence forging up between Jupiter and Mercury, and also Mars is involved in the mix as well. And they're all going to be giving you fantastic confidence to be very thorough, very hard-working, focused on the detail of situations. But with the Sun there being more expressive and more expansive, that can certainly give you a more enthusiastic approach to things. So this is a critical month. It's not necessarily a walk in the park as far as finance is concerned, but it can be significant in changing your situation for the better. But what about from your love life? Well, the 8th solar house, which the Sun occupies for the first 2/3 of the month, and where you also have Mercury twisting backwards for the first 10 days, and also Saturn, is also about the things we share. And of course, love is about something we share. And what you're looking for is someone to have the same kind of commitment as you. If you don't feel you've got this could be a time of transitions, a time of transformations, a time when you decide that you need to move from one set of circumstances to the other. So this can be a very potent month, psychologically, romantically, and also financially. But with the Sun bursting into an optimistic area at the end of the month, well, you will then be able to use all your enthusiasm and drive to take things forward to the next level. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.